Alright, let's get into it. Why did Ryan Gosling model his accent on Marlon Brando? Like, who wakes up and says, I'm going to sound a little tougher today? Iconic behavior. Hey, it's Emma, and I'm in a very curious mood today. You know when a pop culture riddle just grabs you by the collar and says, figure me out, honey. That's me and Ryan right now. So, let's talk. Ryan Thomas Gosling, Canadian actor, musician, occasional director, and low-key the Swiss Army knife of Hollywood. He does indie heartbreak, he does stoic neo-noir, he does comedy abs and linen trousers thanks to Crazy Stupid Love. He's got a Golden Globe, multiple Oscar nominations, and the kind of career receipts that make casting directors swoon.
Let me set the scene. I was at a film premiere party, super cute rooftop, fairy lights, free hummus. Someone whispers, Gosling might swing by. I'm like, pause, because if he walks in, I'm asking about that accent. Not the Ken energy, the Brando thing. Why did he decide back in the day that the Canadian accent wasn't, quote, tough enough, and consciously model his voice on Marlon Brando, the old-school Hollywood legend known for his smoky mumbles?
It fascinated me. Hours go by. No, Ryan. I'm collecting olives like a raccoon, and about to leave when there's a commotion at the elevator. People clutch pearls, phones up, and then, not him. False alarm, big yikes. But here's the twist. A couple of producers nearby, yes, the folks who wrangle scripts and money, start chatting about how meticulous Ryan is, how he moves to a character's city, shadows real people, trains in Muay Thai for roles, and makes specific choices about how he sounds because he's building a vibe from day one. Suddenly, the accent isn't a quirk, it's a toolkit. I walked out thinking, okay, craftsman energy, not just pretty face energy. Alright, let's unwrap this. Who is Ryan, ELA 5 edition? He starts as a kid on Disney Channel's The All-New Mickey Mouse Club in the early 90s, that variety show factory that also launched Britney Spears' pop princess royalty and Justin Timberlake, the boy band alum turned solo star. Ryan actually lived with Timberlake's family for a while during filming. Then he graduates through teen TV like Goosebumps and Breaker High, even headlines Young Hercules in New Zealand. Yes, he literally played a baby demigod. Cut to 2000, Remember the Titans, a small role with big notice. Then The Believer in 2001, where he plays a young Jewish neo-Nazi in a blistering indie that wins Sundance. That's not a safe move, that's a career swerve. Then 2004 happens, The Notebook drops. He and Rachel McAdams, Canada's rom-com queen, make everybody rehydrate from all the crying and cement him as the soulful leading man. But he doesn't stay in the sapling. He throws himself into Half Nelson in 2006. He shadowed classes to play a spiraling middle school teacher, and boom, an Oscar nomination. That's the range we're talking about. From there, hits and left turns. Lars and the Real Girl, the tender blow-up doll movie that should not work but absolutely does. Drive in 2011 with Nicholas Winding Refn, the Danish director known for hyper-stylized, violent mood pieces. Ryan joked he wanted Drive to feel like a violent John Hughes movie, which is the most cursed perfect sentence. Then Crazy Stupid Love with Emma Stone, an Oscar-winning actress who matches him beat for beat. Their chemistry is chef's kiss. He navigates political drama in the Ides of March with George Clooney, the Silver Fox actor-director. Then he goes buzzy with The Big Short in 2015, the financial crisis satire, slick, hilarious, dead-eyed narration. And La La Land in 2016, with Damien Chazelle, the Whiplash wonderkin. Ryan sings, dances, wins a Golden Globe, gets another Oscar nom, and rebrands as the guy who can make melancholic jazz feel sexy.
He keeps collaborating smart. Derek C. in France, the indie heartbreak whisperer behind Blue Valentine and The Place Beyond the Pines, pulls out raw, messy masculinity.
Denis Villeneuve, the Canadian auteur who did Arrival and Dune, casts Ryan in Blade Runner 2049, where he plays Officer K, a replicant who's somehow robotic and devastating human at once. And Terrence Malick, the philosophical director whose movies feel like perfume ads for existential dread, drops him into song to song. It's giving long gazes and guitar picks. And yes, beyond acting, he directs Lost River in 2014. Mixed reviews, but it's a statement. He made a spoopy cute album with his band Dead Man's Bones in 2009. Think Conda Choir meets rock. He co-owns Tagine, that Moroccan restaurant in Beverly Hills. Date night lighting, saffron vibes. Humanitarian receipts too. He supports groups like PETA, Invisible Children, and the Enough Project, and he's traveled to places like Chad, Uganda, and Eastern Congo to spotlight conflict. That looks like sustained commitment, not performative gestures. Okay, pause, because we have to talk about the people around him. Emma Stone, again, is his cinematic twin flame. The Nice Guys with Russell Crowe, the gladiator icon, proves Ryan's slapstick timing is lethal. Anthony Hopkins in Fracture, literal acting dragon, and Ryan holds his own. Damien Chazelle guides him through First Man in 2018, where Ryan plays Neil Armstrong with ice water subtlety. And let's not forget Nicholas Winding Refn, who helped shape the silent, bruised-knuckle mystery man archetype we all associate with Gosling now. Now for something different, the big messy internet question. Did Ryan have ADHD as a kid and take meds? No, he said he was evaluated and struggled with reading, but he was not diagnosed and did not take medication. That rumor persists because fame turns whispers into headlines. My take, the more interesting through line, is resilience. He moved a lot as a kid. His family was part of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which he says shaped everything. His parents divorced when he was a teen, and he's credited growing up with his mom and older sister for programming him to, quote, think like a girl. That kaleidoscope of experiences, the religion, the moving, the bullying he's mentioned, even feeling depressed when he wasn't working later on, all feed a sensitivity that shows up in his performances. He turns it into art, not excuses. That's the flex. And circling back to the accent, the Brando modeling wasn't just cosplay, it was branding. He wanted a voice that read as tough, timeless, a little removed from the everyday. Early on, he was dropped by an agent and carried the stigma of being the Disney kid that can push you to make weirder, sharper, more indie choices. It's giving, I will not be generic. Honestly, love that for him. Let's jump to the next thing, pop culture relevance. Barbie in 2023 was a cultural earthquake. Greta Gerwig, the filmmaker behind Lady Bird and Little Women, turned a toy into a mirror, and Ryan's Ken channeled fragile masculinity into performance art. He sings I'm Just Ken, covers Push by Matchbox 20, and makes existential beach doll angst feel profound. Then he performs I'm Just Ken at the Oscars, camp excellence. And now Barbie is his highest-grossing release, proof that his broadest impact comes when he leans into humor, nostalgia, and mainstream sparkle without dumbing anything down. Meanwhile, The Fall Guy got good reviews but underperformed at the box office this year. Stuff happens, the market is weird, but that doesn't change the fact he can sell a stuntman rom-com with pure charisma. The Gray Man on Netflix had mixed notices and a sequel is brewing. Translation, the industry still bets on him, and he's leveling up behind the scenes. He's producing and starring in Project Hail Mary, Andy Weir's space survival tale. He's set to star in a Star Wars movie with Sean Levy, and he's producing Love of Your Life with Oscar-nominated cinematographer-turned-director Rachel Morrison. That's career chess, not checkers. Here's my cozy thesis. Gosling's lane is contradictions. He can be the romantic who built your Pinterest board with The Notebook, the loner who drives through Neon in Drive, the astronaut who won't emote for your comfort in First Man, and the goof who weaponizes a fur coat as Ken. He's the guy who left the lovely bones after gaining weight and realizing, no, this isn't the fit, that takes ego checking. He's the meticulous prepper who shadows teachers, lawyers, fighters, but he's also the musician who tours with a Halloween choir and the restaurateur serving tagines. He's a mood board and a man. And to anyone still hung up on the childhood stuff, listen, if you disliked being a kid, got bullied, moved around, struggled to read, and still built a career that vaults from Sundance to Oscars to Barbie domination, that's a glow up. Not me, but me. I so cannot with the idea that he's just lucky. There's craft there, there's strategy, there's a guy who learned to enjoy the process so the joy shows up on screen. Okay, pause, because this next part is everything. Why did he model that accent on Brando? Because voice is costume, identity in Hollywood is sound, posture, silhouette. The Canadian boy who wanted to sound like a movie star taught himself to sound like a movie star, and decades later he still slips between characters like outfits. That's a look.
What? Okay, we covered a lot. Next time, I'm itching to dig into another transformative chameleon, someone who treats every role like witness protection. You're not ready for it. So, that's the tea, folks. Stay curious, stay a little extra, and if you ever feel mid, just remember you can always pick a new soundtrack and try again. Later!